like I always start off, y'all want to share something about what you've been learning and applying? People just say, they know, everybody knows I'm going to retire at 60, 65. You know it. But most people don't do anything to guarantee that retirement is a good retirement. They just think, well, I'll be 65 in 20 years. I'll retire. As if out of nowhere, money is just going to appear and make your retirement okay. And I was talking on the radio. I said, what usually happens is people say, right around 35, people do this. Oh my God, I thought I would be further than this. And then they go get a second job, a different job, or they start trying to get another degree right around 35. And I tell them the first degree didn't work. What makes you think the second one will? The first job is not what's saving your life. So adding another job to it, what makes you think that's going to make it better? And then they decide, okay, you know what? Then right around 50, panic sets in, because you start looking like, oh my God, I'll be 60 in 10 years, and I don't got no money saved. I don't got, if I stop working tomorrow, how am I going to pay these bills? And so if you're not, like you say, if you're not thinking about money, and it is on your mind, you guys, what do I say all the time? The one thing that is always going to be consistent in your life, husbands and wives may come and go, unfortunately. We would hope they didn't, but they do. The church you go to, come and go. The friends you have, come and go. Even family members, come and go. Relationships, jobs, come and go. But what's the one thing you got to do until you die? Make money. That's the one thing that you got to do until you die. And it is the least thought about thing, especially by poor people. And the sad part about it is, poor people look at rich people and say stuff like, all they think about is money. When I hear poor people say that, I say to myself, why are you not? Because you will have to make money until you die. So the one thing that never leaves our life is the only thing that we're not taught how to do. That's so silly to me. You better be thinking about money all the time, trying to figure out how to make it, how to get it to make money for you, how to keep money coming in. Because if you don't, you're going to hit 55, 65 and find yourself moving in with your kids, downsizing, having to sell the house, get a lesser car, go get another job. Who wants to work for 40 years and then go get a job for retirement? But it happens, and it ain't nothing wrong with the person. It happens because when they were 20, 25, and 30, their mindset wasn't saying to themselves, at 20, you should be thinking, how am I going to finance my retirement? That should be really, like, why do you have a job now? Not to make a living. Everything I do right now, I got to finance my retirement. You understand what I'm saying? That should be your thought at all times. I got to finance my retirement. So why are you trying to get a better job? I got to finance my retirement. Why are you starting that company? I got to finance my retirement. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I got to finance my retirement. When I can't work no more, how is money going to be coming in? And then another thing for young people, I say, you're young. Why are you trying to splurge right now? You don't have no millions of dollars. Nobody left you nothing. So right now, you're 20, 25. You better eat ramen noodles every day. Because when you're 55 and 60, that's when you need steak. That's when you need healthy food. That's when you need to be going to Whole Foods. Because now I'm old. I need to be living healthier. Drive a raggedy car now. You don't need a car to heat your booty up right now. When you're 60, that's when you need a car that rise and fall when the seat come out, and that's when you need that. That's when you need a bed that when you lay in it, they talk to you and tell you it's going to be okay. Not when you're 25. So that's what I mean when I say you got to finance your retirement. You got to realize when I get old, I'm going to need a whole lot of stuff. And so I got to make decisions now to make sure I got all of that stuff. And then the one thing I tell people is last thing, and we'll get moving on. I meet a lot of people who are retired and they have other jobs. And they say stuff like, no, I got that other job just because I need to stay busy. I say, I hear you, but don't lie to yourself. If you had enough money, it's a whole lot of better ways to stay busy than to go to work every day. I know people who are retired well, and they're busy all the time. They're visiting the kids, they're traveling, they checking out stuff, they starting new businesses. So don't convince yourself that I got a job because I need to stay busy. No, you got a job at 70 because you didn't do what you needed to do right. Because it's a whole lot of better ways to stay busy than having to go to work every day. You know what I'm saying? I can stay busy all day with enough money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I just didn't want to sit on the couch, so I went and got a job. No, go out of town. Can't do that. See, that's why you got a job. Do you see what I'm saying? So again, your mindset got to change, and it's got to get to a point where you're like, look, I'm gonna be 60 one day, and I have to have money coming in, so I can continue to live a life that I want to live. So I can continue to live the kind of life that I deserve to live. Just so it ain't hard. Even if you ain't trying to live lavish, like I don't want to live it. I don't want it to be hard. I don't want to have to figure out where I'm gonna get my medicine from. I don't want to have to figure out what I'm gonna do when the car breaks down. I don't want to have to figure that stuff out at 60. It's hard enough, figuring out how to stand up without your bones cracking. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So anyways, this week we're I don't need to. This week we're talking about how to increase your income at will. And so I wanted to do a few exercises. We got 4 of y'all. So what I want you to do is somebody get a sheet of paper and tie it into 4. Yeah, do it 4. Because really what it boils down to, I'll tear it. What it boils down to when it comes to increasing your money at will, we talked about what are you worth, believing that that's what you're worth. Have you guys been giving any real thought to that?
Well, I saw it on the film.
Okay. Did you start thinking about it?
Well, I had already had the answer. I see everybody else did, but I already.
What are you worth?
I'm just worth a cool million.
Okay. So if you're worth $1 million, how come that's not what you're making right now?
Yeah, but I mean, it just came to me when you said that last week in class. I'm like, I should have been there.
Right. And and this is the thing, what you're worth is what you're selling for. What you really believe you're worth is what you settle for. If you believe that your hour is worth $10, then that's what you'll take for your hour. If you believe that your hour is worth $20, then that's what you'll take for your hour. But if you believe that your hour is worth $100, then that's what you'll take for your hour. And so we want to get to a place where if you believe your hour is worth $100, $200, $300, if you believe that, then how do you get it? It really boils down to this. I guess 2 things. You already got one? I'll give it to you. If your thing costs $1,000, this is what I tell people. It's easy to make 6 figures this year. It's not hard to do that. Who knows at least 100 people? Okay. Right, everybody in the room. People's phones usually have about 100 people in it. So if you know 100 people from January 1st, 2019 to December 31st, 2019, that's 365 days. So inside of 365 days, get 100 people to give you $1,000. That's not hard.
I know a lot of people, but I don't know a lot of people with $1,000.
Huh? That's just 100,000. So if somebody says, I want to make $100,000 this year, you know 100 people? Yeah. We'll get them to give you $1,000. And that's 365 days. Every 3 days, get somebody to give you $1,000. And by the end of the year, you have made your 6 figures. When you see it in that simple way, it's like, wow, that's kind of in my grasp. You know what I'm saying? Now, this is the question. And the question you got to ask yourself, who do the 100 people you know have $1,000? That's a problem if they don't. That means you're in the wrong circles. You're on the wrong people. And this is not about human value. We're all humans. God made us all, so we're all valuable in that respect. So now let's put that over to the side. If you ain't got $1,000, like I can love you, and if you need me, I got your back, but we can't hang. We can't roll. We ain't hanging out every day. I don't do peers. P-E-E-R. I don't have a lot of peers. For what? If I make let's say if I make $1,000 a month, I work at McDonald's, and all 10 of my friends make $1,000 a month because they work at McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, and Burger King. How am I growing? I can't. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I'm not rolling with people who don't have what I want out of life. And again, we're not talking about human value. Everybody's human value is the same. You guys follow me? But you ain't got $1,000. That tells me a whole lot about you. Not in a negative way. Not about your human value, but that tells me you don't deal with money well. You don't save money right. You ain't invested nothing. Why would I hang out with people who don't function in life in a way that's going where I want to go? And this is the sad part about it. People say stuff like, "Man, that's messed up," right? That sound pretty arrogant or whatever. How come if me and Andre, if Andre was going to Atlanta, now let's just say if he was going to Carolina, and I had to go to Miami, they're opposite directions, right? And me and him we've been boys since we was 2 years old. Ain't nobody I love more than this dude, and I would do anything for this dude. But if he going to Carolina, and I'm going to Miami, we can't ride together. That's a fact. And if Andre went and told all my friends, "Man, Joe acting crazy, man. That dude wouldn't ride with me. I can't believe he wouldn't get in the car with me. He acted brand new." Right? And then somebody asks you, "That is kind of messed up. That don't sound like Joe. Where was y'all going?" And then you say, "Well, I was going to Carolina and he had to go to Miami." What would they say? "Andre, something wrong with you, bro. Yeah. He couldn't ride with you if he going to Miami." Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Right. So we don't look at that as crazy because it makes all the sense in the world. You can't ride in a car with a guy that's not going where you're going. I ain't mad at Andre because you're going to Carolina. I ain't talking bad about him. We just can't ride together. We can talk on the phone. Right. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But we can't ride together. We can't see each other every day. Why? Because I'm going to Miami and he going to Carolina. That don't mean I don't love him still. If he called me and say, "Hey, I need to pay the light bill," if I got it, I'm going to give it to you. But we can't ride together. And nobody would look at that and say, "He's a horrible friend," right? Because it's not logical. Same thing about life. If I'm trying to go places that require me to have $1,000, $5,000, $10,000, I got kids I want to leave money to. I got legacies I want to build. I'm going somewhere. If you ain't going there, we can't ride together. And I ain't acting funny. I ain't mad at you. If you need me, I got you. If I'm walking down the street and you in a squab, I'm going to jump in. But guess what? After we get done fighting, I'm going to holler at you because we can't ride together. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. And so that's what I'm saying. If the 100 people in your phone don't even got $1,000, you're saying that you're worth a cool million, who going to give it to you? Because that's where money comes from, other people.
I got a question. Okay. In my circle, I have, like I said, 100 people. However, I would say about 99% of those people are paycheck to paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
I understand what you're saying about change your people, friends. How do you do that if you don't know anyone?
Good question. That's where we're going.
Right.
Exposure. What we were talking about earlier. I look at my environment all the time. And like right now, I don't know, Andre might know this, and Martha, we're doing this investment for 10 grand. So I'm looking at my circle. Who got 10 grand? I'm looking at the people on my list. Who got 5,000? Who can I ask for it? And if I look at it, he ain't got it. Okay, I need a new group. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I've had people invest 30 grand in my company, 10 grand in my company, 5 grand, 3 grand. You know, I've not gotten more than $30,000. So I'm asking people for 50 grand. So guess what I'm doing? I'm reevaluating my circle. Mm-hmm. If they ain't got $50,000, I love you, but I gotta reconstruct this. I can't get it out of you if you ain't got it. Yes, sir.
How do you let the people know that you know what I'm saying, can no longer really build? Like how do you?
Good job. I don't let them know. I raise my standard. And what raising your standard is, it's like, well, when you raise your, you ever have somebody, you know, you ever seen a girl acting a little unbecoming? And, you know, her grandma might say, babe, where's your standard at? Why you let that boy choose like that? You ain't got no standard? Raise your standard, right? And the reason she's saying raise your standard, because if you raise your standard, he won't treat you that way. If you raise your standard, he won't even stay. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so when you raise your standard, you don't have to say, leave me alone. A girl don't have to say, I ain't having sex till I get married. Just act different. You understand what I'm saying? Do different stuff. Say different things. Because from a dude perspective, it's chicks out, back in the day, you'd be like, I ain't even finna mess with her. I can tell that's a church girl. I can tell she ain't doing nothing. I can see her standard. But now it's reverse. I look at a chick and be like, man, her standard is too low for me. She ain't got no standard. I'm not finna mess with her. You can see a standard. She didn't have to say nothing to me. I watched her. You see what I'm saying? Same thing with dudes. Same thing with people. So when you start raising your standard, the friends who get it, they will raise with you. So imagine that your standard is a wall. And they want to be with you. They want to see you. They want to hang out. But the only way to hang out, because you got a standard now that's up to here. Well, a friend that want to see you got to do this. So they got to raise their standard with you. And if they don't, I ain't mad. That was just our time is over. You see what I'm saying? And the ones that want to ride, they'll raise right with you. When you raise your standard, they say, they'll raise with it because I need to be in this dude's life. You raise it some more, they'll raise it with you. They'll keep raising. You see what I'm saying? So I don't call them, man, we can't hang no more because you broke. We can't hang no more because all you do is waste your money at the strip club. I'm not saying that. I just, hey dog, we finna go. I ain't going. What you finna do? I'm going to this seminar. Seminar. Guess what happened? They stop asking to go. And then 1 out of 10 gonna say, seminar, what is it for? Can I go? Why don't you let me come with you? That's his standards raising with yours. You see what I'm saying? Then eventually they stop calling. Now you got new phone numbers from the people at the seminar. You reaching out to them, hey, what's going on? You want to do lunch? With the guy that owns this or a guy that owns that, and you just start raising your standard. You start changing the people that you're around. You see what I'm saying? And that's what I do. When I realize, I say, okay, I need to change the people in my life, I got to start going to stuff. I got to go to the TPC. I got to get in environments. I got to expose myself to people who I wouldn't normally expose myself to. And then, and it's so funny that, because as you raise your standard and you go higher, your view becomes a lot more clear. And the world starts to look different. Starts to look way different. You can spot stuff you never saw before. Janky people you can see clearly now. I mean, it's insane. And if you, like, for personally, I went through some personal stuff with my son's mom and so on and so forth. And during that time, I let my standard drop. Just focused on getting through this personal stuff. And so I realized I had let people in my life, I had the wrong business partners I had partnered with, and I look at that and say, what was you thinking, man? I wasn't focused. So now I'm like, okay, I'm good. We threw this here. I got to get my standard back to where it is. I know better than to hang out with a dude like that. I know better than to be in a partnership with somebody like that. I know better than to hang out with a girl like that because they ain't got nothing for me. They fun to hang out with. I could care less. What's fun is to hang out with somebody with $50,000 extra. You're talking about fun. People say, like, I can play ball with my millionaire friends. I'm going to have fun and learn something. Or I can play ball with the hood dudes. I'm playing ball with my millionaire friends. I can have fun on either thing, but only one of them I'm going to learn and have fun. You see what I'm saying? And people can talk noise all they want to, but look, we can't ride together because we ain't going to the same place. Does that make sense? And so when we talk about increasing your income at will and you saying, hey, okay, my widget, my service is worth $1,000, who do you know with $1,000? Who do you know that has the money to pay what you're worth? And if you don't know anybody that has the money to pay what you're worth, then you got to change your environment. You got to start to make these shifts. You have to. You have to. And it's not judging. And judging, you know, especially Christian people, everybody, quit judging people, quit judging people. It ain't even about judging the way people think. What it means is don't sentence people. I can't look at Sabrina and say, you ain't never going to be nothing. See, that's sentencing her. But I can say, hey, you going over there. I know it's trouble over there. I'm using my judgment. I don't want to go. All I have is my judgment. You see what I'm saying? So when I hear people complaining about money, I say, you complaining about money? You talking negative about money? I don't want to talk to you. When you being judgmental, no. I'm using my personal judgment. I know how hard it is to keep my own mind focused. I know how hard it is to keep myself on track. And so if you're negative, I can't be around you. You being judgmental? No. I'm not saying you ain't gonna never be nothing. I'm not saying I ain't saying none of that. I'm not sentencing you to anything. I'm just using my judgment. Do you see what I'm saying? And you got to use your judgment. And one of my mentors taught me success leaves clues. Mm-hmm. And so when I meet a person, I'm looking at how they're dressed. I'm watching their posture. I'm taking note to their handshake, their eye contact. I'm watching the way they walk and the way they deal with people. I'm listening. The same way you tell a little girl, baby, that might not be the guy for you. I love him, though, mommy. I love him. I'm in love with him. It's like, do you see how he treats his mama? Do you see how he treats his sisters? What is that? An indicator to how he may treat you. Same idea. I see how you carry yourself out there. I see how you dress, how you walk, how you shake hands. I hear how you talk. That's an indicator that we probably ain't going to the same place. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm not judging you. I'm not sentencing you to anything. All I'm saying is, you know what? I don't think this is going to work out. Again, the same way you tell a young lady, well, I see the way you talk to your mama. I see the way you talk to other girls and your sister and them. It's just a matter of time for you. I never taught you like that. You may or may not. I'm not sentencing you to that. All I'm saying is, what I see, that ain't what I'm trying to go. This ain't gonna work out. And we'll say that's okay all day, right? The same thing we did with people. We've been friends since we was 5 years old. No, y'all been knowing each other since y'all was 5 years old. I go by the Bible definition of friend, which is, it says a friend sharpens you. I think it says like iron sharpens iron, so does a friend sharpen your countenance. So I don't care if I've been knowing you since we was 2. If you don't make me better, we ain't friends. You got to reevaluate how you function out here if you're trying to become successful. Do I still love you? Yeah. But we ain't friends. Why? Because you don't make me better. I get in trouble when I'm with you. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. My wife mad at me when I'm with you. We always in a fight when I'm with you. We always got to lose money. Right. I come home broke every time we go out. I love you. If you need me, I got you. But we ain't friends because you don't make me better. I got people in my life that I know. We don't ride together. But I know I'm their friend because I make them better. They don't make me better. I'm your friend, you're not mine. And I'm okay with that. You see what I'm saying? And so you've got to reevaluate the way you're functioning out here. You've got to increase your standard. You've got to make adjustments. Because if you're telling me you're worth $1 million, but you don't know nobody with $1 million to give it to you, what's the point of being worth $1 million? Because money comes from other people. At the end of the day, you got to, essentially, the ability to make money comes down to 2 things: creativity and influence. Creativity being the product that you create or the service that you create. And influence being telling somebody to do something and they do it. That's what influence is. And people think they have influence until you ask for money. Man, I know everybody. I got a lot of influence. Like I'm gonna test y'all too in April at this seminar. I know a whole lot of folks. Every time I have something, I got 100 people there. Okay. These tickets cost $30. Tell them you're speaking at this event. and see how many tickets you sell. Man, I sold one ticket. I thought you was influential. I did too. You're not. You see what I'm saying? Influence is being able to tell somebody to do something and they do it. And I like how some people put influence is getting people to do what they don't want to do because they want to do it. Getting people to do what they don't want to do because they want to do it. You see what I'm saying? Getting people to do what they don't want to do because they want to do it. And what that means is, if it wasn't for you, they wouldn't do it. I have made phone calls. People say, man, she just won't do it. Give me the phone. Hey, da-da-da-da. All right, she going to be there. I say, what? I have more influence than you do. You ever seen a man say, babe, I've been telling you this forever. Your homegirl said it, now you going to do it? My question is, why does that homegirl have more influence than you do? And it happens with the other way around too. Women complain about it all the time. Babe, I've been telling you this forever. I've been telling you we need to da-da-da. Your dad come to visit, and he tell you the AC is broken, you need to fix it. And you just, now all of a sudden it's a pressing issue. I've been saying it for 2 months. Because that means somebody else has more influence in his life than you do. All influence is can I tell you to do it and you do it. You know what I'm saying? So when I tell you to pay $50, you say, okay. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say it's creativity. You know, you create your product or your widget, your product or your service. As creative as you can be, programs and whatever else. Yes, sir.
How do you increase that?
How do you increase what? Oh, we're going to get to that. And then the next is, once I got it, can I tell somebody to buy it? Can they afford it? And will they say it will they do it because you said it? You know what I'm saying? And so, talking about increasing your income at will, these are the components. You got to be able to say that. You got to be able to get people to do what you want them to do. And it comes down to simple practice. So that's why I said, with these 4 pieces of paper, I want you guys to write something on this paper that you wouldn't normally tell a person. Yeah, you look confused, Elaine.
Yeah, can you be more specific?
Okay, no, whatever you would not normally tell a person. I don't mean tell your business. I'm saying, so for instance, people don't normally tell somebody how much money they make. So you would write that down. You see what I'm saying? So something that people wouldn't normally tell other people, write it on a piece of paper.
In regards to finances and
Anything, I don't care what it is.
okay.
And they'll write your name on the paper too. But don't tell your business. You understand what I'm saying? You follow me? So what's something that people would normally not tell someone?
We all probably gonna be saying the same thing.
Well, if we do, we got to redo it. Let me see. Okay. So whatever, it doesn't matter what it is. Just anything that you know people would normally say. You wouldn't tell somebody that, right? Okay. That's hilarious.
You're gonna tell us what she's not gonna tell you.
Huh? Okay, you wouldn't normally tell somebody this.
No.
Okay. Okay.
My kids.
That's what's up. I see. He writing the book over there. It's always one, ain't it? The overachiever. No, I'm kidding. And so what we're going to do, I'm going to pass these out. And the person whose name is on it, don't pick them. Because, of course, they already know what they wrote. But what you're going to do is have a conversation with your partner and try to get them to say what they wouldn't normally say. I can typically walk somebody into a conversation. I can typically get them to tell me anything I want to know. Yeah, I'm good at it. Yeah.
Yeah, plenty of practice.
I'm a Virgo. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm pretty easy to get people to tell me anything.
I don't agree with that zodiac sign stuff.
I do just cause mine is awesome. My stuff, the Virgo stuff is awesome. So
At the end of the day, no one interviewed me. No one knows anything about me, and you can categorize me by the month I was born in. Don't agree with it. You know, because
Hold on,
who I am is defined by the things that I've been through and the upbringing that I had, right? So,
okay.
I can be born on another side of the world and be a whole different person. You know.
I just like Virgo cause when I read what a Virgo is, I'm like, that sounds great. I would be that.
I also think that, like, so when you
I might feel like you if mine was bad.
you can probably be both. You can probably be multiple signs, really, because you know.
I get that.
different Situations bring different things out of you.
Yeah, but I feel like, because I read somewhere that Virgos are good communicators, that they're nice people, they're real practical. I said, well, I can live with that. I'm a great lover, apparently.
Have you read any other signs?
I don't care. I don't.
It's a
And they said angelic
trap,
too,
rather, you know,
like a virgin,
someone
pure.
you're
That's
born
it.
in, so this
So
is what
yeah,
you
I'm
do.
pure
You
too.
automatically just read what your sign is, and you don't even think about other signs.
Okay, you take this one.
Huh?
So remember, the person's name that's on it, you can't pick them. You understand?
So whoever name is on it,
Don't pick them because they already know what they wrote.
Okay.
You got me?
How you talk. That's what made me say that. Yeah. And I didn't know your birthday enough. I think that
Was he right?
I asked him was he a Taurus or a Capricorn. I was just talking.
He was right.
He was-
Ah. All right, here. Okay, here. All right, so look. So this is the exercise.
Oh, no.
Try to get, because again, so pick, like Elaine, pick somebody.
Okay.
That whose ever name ain't on there, pick somebody that ain't on there. And try to get him to tell you that.
How do you get him to tell me that?
Let me see. So why would you pick him?
Okay, all right. You said pick somebody else, okay.
Oh, gosh. All right.
Pick one of them.
All right. I got you. All right.
Okay, now get her to tell you something in those lines.
Okay. What's your dating preference?
Male?
Okay. Describe the type of male that you like. Tell me.
Someone that is honest, trustworthy, lovable, communicator,
What shade color?
black, of course.
Do you go outside the box a little bit there?
What do you mean by that? Go outside the box.
Okay, you know, like a little flavor, you know?
Flavorful. No, I think
like what about
perhaps-
cream? What about cream in your coffee, you know?
Oh, like dating a white person? No, I don't go down that road. No, you know, the thing about it is just, I think because of what we've gone through as a people of color, it's just, the suffering, the struggles, it's just kind of hard for me to cross that line.
Well, you know, right? Love is love.
Love is
And,
love.
You know, it doesn't matter what shade, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, if he love you, you know, from head to the toe, doesn't matter?
It does, yeah, it does matter to me.
Why? I mean, hey, he loves you unconditionally.
I have plenty opportunities, but I still haven't crossed that path, so.
Oh, come on,
Yeah.
you wanna come us over?
I don't wanna cross over.
All right, so you
I've had
can
plenty opportunities,
so
but,
you couldn't get her to say I would date a white man.
No.
That's
I
funny
would
to me.
not.
Okay, so you pick somebody. Don't read it out. Did you read it out loud? Okay.
No, I don't read that.
So don't pick that person. Pick anybody else. Oh, that's Sophia. You pick her. Pick anybody. Yeah.
Okay, got to be.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. How much do you actually make a year?
What kind of person?
Okay. Do you like the job that you're working at now?
I do.
Okay.
Well, I'm like on the fence, okay.
Okay, do you have, savings or, checking account?
Yes.
Okay. And do you like, saving? Do you like, saving your money?
I do.
Okay, so when you save your money, do you, actually put it in mattress or you do something else with it?
I put it in the bank.
Okay, so how much do you, okay, how much do you put in the bank?
It varies,
Okay.
not one particular item.
Okay, and, when you put that money in the bank, is there a certain amount that you put in the bank?
No, it varies.
Huh. Okay, but okay, so you can't. Right, I got it. All right, so she couldn't get you to tell you how much money she had in the bank. So you did. So you go pick somebody that didn't put whose name is on there. Elaine. So that's Elaine. Don't pick Elaine.
Okay. Let's go. What's going on, man? What's your name? Maurice, nice to meet you, man. I'm under. Yeah. What you do for a living, man?
Kitchen work.
Kitchen work? What's your name?
Get people to kind of fish.
Okay. How does working for you?
Pretty good.
You like it?
I love it.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so you're passionate about it?
Huh?
Thank you.
Am I passionate? Yeah, certain. It all depends on what the issue is.
Okay. When you see yourself 5 to 10 years from now, man, like as far as like doing like dream wise, goals and stuff like that, where you see yourself 5 to 10 years from now?
Well, I won't be doing kitchen work no more on certain businesses.
So you may not be passionate about that. What you're passionate about. I'm trying to see what your what your overall dream is and like what that picture look like for you. Like in an ideal, like in a real world. you know?
Overall, the motivational speaking has something to do with helping black community.
Okay.
Overall, what is steps to get there?
Okay.
Right now.
Okay, so what you think the next step is to get there? What does that look like? Are you thinking
overall?
Right? Do you think
Right
you're
now, I got get some money.
get some money?
Yeah, get some money together.
Okay.
That's what
Okay.
I do right now.
Okay. So let's because I might know some people that can probably help you in that area. So let's do this. Let's talk about some of the things that you're lacking to get you going in that area. So we already know finances is one of the things that you need to get going in that regard, right? So what about finances? Open that up a little bit. Tell me a little bit about that. And and I understand. I've been there too, man. So life happens. So let's sit down. Let's open up and find out what do you spend your money on? How much money is actually coming in, and how much what do you just get right now? Just give me like a ballpark, like debt wise. How much money you think you spend? A month.
How much debt I'm in?
Yeah, like bills and stuff like that. Because if it plays a huge part.
I mean, my debt really is,
Just give me a rough
for school loan.
school loans. So just like a rough number.
About 5,000.
About 5,000. Okay. And now, are you bringing in more than that or less than that?
Not at the moment.
Not at the moment. Okay. So check this out. I know somebody. His name Joseph, man. His name is Joseph, man. He helped me out with my finances. And I'll reach out to him. If you're okay with it, we can get you going in that area.
Yeah, we like to be going.
Sound good.
So what were you trying to get him to tell you?
You're broke and in debt, and you will be that way if you don't change your habits.
That's what's up. Good job.
That was a good one.
That was. Well, pick one. Pick one.
Contract service, cotton, trying to get you on.
Yeah, pick one.
Motivational speaker as well. Yeah, I'm trying to.
Now, that was good though, dude. You did good. All right, pick somebody.
Okay.
Don't pick. Andre wrote this, so don't pick Andre.
Okay.
I purchased the life coaching thing from him, so I'm gonna get everything.
He asked about how much the class was.
Yeah, a little bit.
$50 a month.
Okay.
It's really $300, but we let them break it down in $50 increments. Yeah.
Okay. Let me pick you. Okay. How was your life growing up? What were some of the challenges that you faced?
I always thought that when I was a child, that I would be, I always thought I would be successful. I always thought I was going to be somebody as a child. But, just things that happened in my life.
How would you describe like failures, or how has that impacted you in such a way, certain things? Have you felt like, things that you were working towards, your job, your finances, business, or even the current job that you have right now, where you feel, is it something that you enjoy doing? Do you want to, I know you're here in this class, so you want to do more, you want to get more out of life, but how do you basically handle, setbacks and struggles and stuff like that?
I keep a positive attitude, and I look forward to the future. So right now, I'm at a place where I feel like the future is going to be bright because of what I did.
And how do you handle, have you ever dealt with, insecurities, fear, failure?
Yeah, but I think my faith has blown me over with it.
That's awesome.
Did you do it? Did you do it? What were we trying to get her to do?
So, I guess, weaknesses and insecurities.
Oh, she didn't tell you any of her weaknesses.
I don't know what you want me to do with that.
Yeah.
I had a tough one.
She said about dating a white man.
You wouldn't date a white man?
No, trying to get you convinced.
No, she was
Oh.
trying to get you to say that.
Oh, okay.
So that was
Say
funny.
it.
So
Well, maybe
You
maybe
did
not
everything
saying
that I
know.
her dating a white man, but just like just drawing a picture, like what you think that'll look like if you did date.
What, but that's my point. The reason I want to do this exercise is because when I say be influential, you've got to be able to get people to say yes.
That's true.
When you stand in front of somebody and say, my thing costs $1,000, how do you get them to say yes? You got to get them to say yeah to it. You got to get them to give you the money. And so the way, most of the time, not sometimes, but most of the time, you can't just come straight at them.
Right. Yeah. You gotta be real.
You gotta.
Naggle, you gotta test.
Yeah, it's relationship skills. You gotta because generally
You
people,
gotta get them to break down
they defenses.
Yeah.
People usually walk around like this.
Because when
That's how they walk around life. They walk to the bus stop like this. They walk to work like this. You know what I'm saying? The boss come in today, he walk in like this. Everybody walk around, they do stuff.
Right.
And you got to get people to relax. You got to get them to disarm.
When I was sorry.
So you got,
When I was talking to him, I went in. Hey, how you doing? What's your name?
because I know that because at first he was reluctant because he didn't know what you were trying to get him to say.
Right.
But at some point it's like he was like, what the heck?
But you
Right.
came in unrelatable.
And I saw the point in which he was like, whatever. I don't know what he asked him.
I feel like he heard it off the approach.
Right.
And that's my point. You get when
Cool. I was laid
And
back,
people-
yeah.
people put their walls down, or you got to be disarming, because people don't like salespeople. But the reality is, we're all salespeople.
Right.
The last time you told somebody, "Girl, it's a sale at so and so, and you need to go check it out," I didn't even know. I'm telling you, it's the bomb, and you just sold somebody else's company, and they went, but you didn't make any money. Or hey, dog, I just saw that movie, bruh, it's off the chain, go see it. And then the next time you see him, did you go see that movie? Bro, I'm telling you, go see that movie, though. You got to see it, man, blah, blah. And you sell them, and eventually they go. But you didn't make a dime. You know, and so the ability to be influential. Can you get people to do what you tell them to do? That benefits now that benefits you and benefits them. You know, and it's skill. I practice my skill of it constantly. Sometimes I'll be in a grocery store and I just see, I wonder what I can get this man to tell me while we're waiting in line.
Yeah.
I wonder how much of this lady business I can get her to say while we're waiting in line, just for the fun of it. I go to the bank sometime at like 4:55 and see if I can get them to let me in. You know what I mean? Just to see if I got it. I practice all the time. And people say to me all the time, he said, do you say anything to people? How do you say some of the stuff you say to people? If I said something like that to her, she would have been pissed off. You ain't me. I know how to talk to people. And not cause, I practice and I practice. I practice knowing people. I practice knowing myself. I practice being disarming. I practice my word choice, my tone, communication. 97%, 93% of communication is nonverbal. The greatest part of your communication is only 7% is verbal. The greatest part of your communication is the word choice, your body language, facial expression, and tone of voice. People don't practice that though. I practice all of those things all the time. I practice knowing who I'm talking to, knowing your demographic, knowing you can't say the same thing to him that I would say to him to get them to sign up for a class. You see what I'm saying? If I know what you like and I know what you like, you know what I mean? And then and when I'm talking to you, you don't know where I'm going.
Right.
I don't even start a conversation with people and not know where I want to end up. Because what happens, you ever been in a conversation and you be like, oops, that went left fast. You know, you said, God, dog, you're talking to your girlfriend or whatever. How did we get here? I was just asking what we doing later on today, and now we didn't have a fight. What happened? The conversation got out of control. You can never let a conversation get out of control. Right. Even when you see somebody getting irate, you can handle that. Control it. Control the flow. Control what they feel like. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta just, it's like when I mess up, when people come at me wrong because I messed up, and the way I handle that, I just be like, yeah, you're right. They be like, you forgot you're right. I forgot. My bad. It won't happen again. Yeah, because next time you're right. You're right, man. I feel bad about it. I'm not gonna let it happen again. I'm gonna do what I need to do to make sure it don't happen again. And what else you gonna say? So all these are techniques. Yes, ma'am.
You let them air out, have this say, let them
Yeah.
give them value
Uh-huh.
to their,
Yeah. Most of the time, let them. You're right. I'm sorry. You're absolutely right. I did exactly what you said. I wouldn't consider it at all. I apologize. It won't happen again. What else you gonna say? You better not let it happen again. You're right. I don't want to let it happen again. If they said it to me, you better not let it happen again. Don't worry about it. I won't. I'm constantly working on me, and I want to make sure that this relationship works out well.
I think my response to that would be to depend on who I'm talking to or who's talking to me. Right.
For me, it doesn't matter who I'm talking to. I run my world. Yeah, I run my own world. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. They think they got over. I don't care if they think they got over. They didn't. I'm confident. I know who I am. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. They think they just manhandled you. I don't care what they think. I know I control that outcome.
Years ago.
I know I just sowed a seed in them that I'm coming to cash in on eventually. Yeah. They're going to buy my thing.
Yeah, years ago.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I worked for a Camels. We
Mm-hmm.
was doing Camels in Orange Park. And I think it was like 2 women, which is me and the younger girl, and the rest of the white guys. But once we got the person to open the door, and we said the little speech they had,
Mm-hmm.
then the other person that was with us would go in and make the sale.
Right. And that's trust and respect. That's something different.
Okay, because it was like, I would always, when I come to the door, I guess because, I don't know what it was. I always would be able to talk.
To get in, yeah.
And then the other person would come to make
And
the-
close it.
And they would
Some
open
people
it.
are closers. Like I'm a closer. I didn't think I was, and somebody said, "Dude, look at all the people you got $5,000 from in this company." I was at. So you definitely a closer. I said, "Oh, okay." But trust and respect is a big thing. Like, and you can use it. Like, don't use none of these powers for evil. I'm telling you, because when you learn how to govern your world by your speech, your presentation, the way you are, you can darn near make anything happen. I kid you not. Like, the world is your oyster at that point. It's insane what you can get people to do. It really is. And like this trust and respect thing, we would be out, and we did it on girls, but we learned it in sales. But we did it on girls too. So like Andre, you would walk up to a girl and you would be like, "Hey, how you doing?" Blah blah blah. You wasn't forceful. You wasn't trying to get the number. You just was, "Hey," you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you find a reason to walk away. Then I walk up behind you, and I'm like, "Hey, what's going on?" Da 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 da. And I said, "So you know, I see you started talking to my friend. You know him?" And she gonna say, "No." So, "Oh, I thought you did. That's the vice president or such and such, such and such, such and such." And this guy don't talk to nobody. Like, when I saw him talking, I was like, "Dang, this girl must be super special or something," because I ain't never saw. He don't play around like that. He protect his money. He don't play.
Yeah.
I said, "Girl, he talking to you? You must be somebody special. Did he ask for your number or something?" She went, I said, "Oh, okay. Well, maybe not. Anyway, it's good to meet you." And then you walk back up and ask for the number. She gonna give it to you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
The stage was set.
Right.
That's true, it's like the same.
Yeah. So all of that, and it wasn't lying. Like, these guys had a whole bunch of money, but they was using the skills that we learned in sales, because you realize once you know conversation, you can make anything happen. Then if you got a team, a homie that know too, y'all finna change the world. You know what I'm saying? Don't take but like 2 or 3 people to make a bunch of millions of dollars. And but anyway, that's why I said, as you're learning these things, don't be out there trying to be shady. It's influence that's beneficial to them and you. You know what I'm saying? And success leave includes meaning you don't lie, don't fake the funk, don't try to be what you're not. Be you. I tell people, you know, people say fake it till you make it. That's not a good idea, because if you fake it till you make it, all you get good at is faking it. Whatever you practice is what you get good at. And so these gurus, they 40 years old, 50 years old, and they still good at faking it. Ain't got nothing. So I don't practice faking it until I make it. I practice making who I am so sharp and presentable. And I let who I am say that I am somebody. Even if I don't have $1 million, you're going to think I do, not because I said it, but because of the way I articulate, the way I carry myself, the way I shake your hand, how I'm dressed. Even if I got on my little play clothes, I'm gonna be just enough sharp that you're gonna be like, "Man, something special about this dude." I had a lady today say she was talking to her daughter, and I don't mean like a young lady, they old. And I hope she don't see this video. You're not old. And her mom said, "I told you there's something special about this guy." You know, and one of my mentors, his company does like $10 million a year. And he taught me success leaves clues. You know, when I see a dude in a suit, if the suit is too big, I already know he don't know.
Yeah.
It's hanging off. If I say, "Hey, we got to have on our business attire," and they come up in a Easter red suit,
Yeah.
they don't. I know they don't get it.
Oh, no.
That's not business attire. You know what I'm saying? So all of those different things speak volumes. So when I approach a person, even if it's a wealthy person, and I know I need to get in their world, I don't try to act like we the same. They're going to see that y'all ain't. Remember, they standard is high. When you look down from your standard, if it's high enough, the world is clear. I can tell, you full of crap. You ain't got nothing. I can tell you faking it. You're acting like it. You know what I'm saying? No different from, and I like to use the hood. You know, I grew up in Detroit. And so, you know, you put somebody in the hood or some white kid that's trying to act a certain way, and you can tell this, man, please, you finna get killed in this mug. We can tell you ain't the real deal. We can just tell. Why? Because of the way you are, the subtle nuances that say you didn't grow up here. You understand what I'm saying? And again, I know, like I've seen girls I said, "Girl, they're gonna eat you alive." I've seen girls that grew up in that. They know how to hold their own around them animals. You don't, because you didn't grow up around that. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You ain't. No, I got this. You ain't got this. You understand what I'm saying? I know what girl. I said, "Don't go over her, brother." I said, they're going to wind up setting you up. You're going to be robbed tonight.
Oh, no.
No, dog. I said, brother, I'm telling you what I know. I see the signs that tonight you're going to show up somewhere and you're going to get jacked by some dudes or her and her homegirls. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with success. It leaves clues. There's some things about you that say, that guy probably knows what he's talking about. Or I think he is who he says he is. That's what you got to fine tune. And it's a degree of sharpness. It's an element of clarity, of confidence. All of those different things that you start to acquire once you get new exposure. Learning the new cultures. You know what I'm saying? It's like I can, like it's a bunch of black folks. I know how to go inside of white cultures and feel like I'm one of them. You know what I'm saying? But it's because I pay attention. And it might sound funny, but it's like, I'm like, hey, Bill, how are you? I shake the hand. I sit down with my legs crossed. You know what I mean? How they, and I like that. I said, see, so what's happening today? Hey guys. You know what I'm saying? So what's going on, guys? And I don't change my tone, but it's like, so what's going on today, guys? So I used. It's like people say, oh, that's being fake. It's not being fake. You can't go on the basketball court talking about a touchdown. You got to know the game you're playing.
That's actually being what we are, because human beings, we are adaptive creatures, right? So at the end of the day, you adapt to who's in front of you or who you're around.
Yeah, well, you become who you hang around, which is why it's important to choose the right people, because you're going to become who you hang around whether you like it or not. Right. It's going to happen by default, or it can happen on purpose. I make it happen on purpose. I pick and choose who I want to be around because I know who I want to be like. You see what I'm saying? So like I said, you can't say I used to work at Burger King, get a job at McDonald's and wear the Burger King shirt. You can't do that. You can't be there talking about a flame broiled burger, because that's not the language they use there. So when I go into white areas or old white men versus young white men or older black people who own businesses, it's different cultures. You understand what I'm saying? And I've learned those different cultures. I may wear my penny loafers when I got to go sit with older black people or older white men, because that's what they used to. I wear my little polos and my khaki. I ain't been on a golf course, but to the golf range, and I wear my golf hat. Hey, hey, Bill, how you guys doing today? And in their mind, he's got only white uniform. He's probably supposed to be here. Remember, did y'all see that video when all the people walked in Target with a red shirt on and a khaki pants? It was such a hilarious video, because that's what they wear in Target. No, it wasn't Target. It was Best Buy, the blue shirt and the khaki pants. So they sent like 50 people at that flash mob crap. So 50 people walked in Best Buy with blue shirts on and khaki pants, and just confused the heck out of everybody. They went crazy. The staff was running around. They didn't know who was supposed to be in the store, who wasn't. Why? Because you dress like you're supposed to be here. Same thing when you put on your suit. If we don't know you, but you dress like you're supposed to be here. Your suit fit well. I used to go to the Goodwill and buy a suit for $5. Then go get it tailored. And when I walk in with a tailored suit on, you look like you're supposed to be here. Because I understand, when they see me in the right uniform, they're going to receive me. Right. I ain't going to tell that to the coach when you want to play basketball in cleats. Saying you can't be on the floor with them shoes on. We don't say nothing but okay, and we go change shoes. We don't complain at all. You know why? Because we understand when it comes to that kind of stuff, you got to go home. You can't wear that Burger King shirt here. We're going to give you a McDonald's shirt. You can't wear it. All you say is, okay, because you understand I can't wear this outfit here and be successful here. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so when I say success leaves clues, it's those things that you got to look at. I can tell sometimes, yeah, that guy probably ain't got no money. And if he ain't got no money, he probably doesn't understand money. And if he don't understand money, his business probably is not thriving. I can tell. I can tell by the handshake, the way you're standing, the way you're looking, the way you are. I can tell. The same way a millionaire can tell he ain't a millionaire yet. Because if you were a millionaire, trust me, you would walk different. There will be a subtle change in your viewpoint. Does that make sense? The way you deal with stuff wouldn't be the same no more. Stuff that you were insecure about, it goes away. So all of those subtle nuances make a difference. And so when you talk about increasing your ability to get people to give you the money and getting in those circles where they got that money to give you, you got to go get exposure. You got to go inside of these new areas and let yourself become who you hang around. I can't change if I don't change my environment. The only reason I learned how to wear suits because I got around, and when I first got around these people, I didn't know. My suits was too big, the shoulders hanging off a little bit. You know, it pleated way up down here, you know what I'm talking about? And then finally, and slowly but surely, I started to learn. I said, oh no, that's too big. It's got to be a little bit more fitted. Okay, no, it's got to fit better than that. You know what I'm saying? But it took some time. I walked in one time, and the lady was like, what you got on? Go home. Get out. Like, she was rude about it. They was all making a whole lot of money. Get out. You can't be in here looking like that. We're trying to make money today. And I was like, okay. I left, and I went and bought a suit and had them do the whole thing right then, and I came back. Because I wouldn't let them talk to me like that. I wouldn't be me today if I didn't go back and let myself become. I remember I walked in that room and I saw all these 25-year-olds making all these $1,000 a month. I said, if this is legal, I'm doing this. And I said, and in my mind, I was like, I don't know how who I am is going to become them. Like, I didn't know the math. All I know is you become who you hang around. I knew that. So I kept showing up, and slowly but surely, language started to change. Learned new words, new vocabulary, stood up a little bit differently, knew how to, you know what I'm saying? And it just over time, you look in the mirror and say, man, look at what I've become. And the people around you, they get it, they rise with you, and the ones that want to talk crazy, let them jokers go. We can't ride together.
You know, people who are in sobriety, they say changing people, places, and things. Same thing.
It's the same idea.
Same idea.
You don't want to drink no more, you can't be around people that's drinking. And the people that respect you, they don't drink around you.
People, places, and things.
Yeah, and it's the same way. You want to be more successful, you want to make more money, got to change people, places, and things. So if you're telling me you're worth $1 million, but the people you're around ain't got $1 million, then how do you even know you're worth $1 million? You got to get around people that can give it to you. So start to work on your exposure. Get in different areas. Go places you wouldn't go. Go to some of the networking meetings for some of the higher end business owners. I'm very choosy, and it's already 12:30. I'm very choosy on what networking meetings I go to. I used to go to all of them. Now I'm getting there and say, y'all all broke. Your shoes ain't even shine. It's just other stuff. I'm not coming to this kind no more. Then I started picking and choosing. Where am I going? Okay, CEO, executive. Okay, I'm gonna go to this one. You know what I'm saying? And I would start to just keep raising up where I got around because I needed me to grow. Because again, the next part is who you become, you attract. So you ever met a girl that it's like, how come every guy I talk to be hitting me? Men ain't no good. I say, you're right. You men ain't no good, but how come every man you pick hits you? How come you attract those kind of men? Now don't get me wrong, they ain't supposed to hit you. They have no excuse and we're not giving them a pass. But why do you attract those kind of dudes? How come that dude didn't try to hit her? Because something about her says he probably can't do it. You see what I'm saying? And you ain't even got to say it. They not even going to try certain women. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so when you're standing in front of somebody talking about my widget costs $1,000, and I'm looking at you like, man, please, I give you no $1,000. You don't even look like you work. Do you see what I'm saying? Oh, I got a company, and I'm asking you to invest 10 grand in my company. I'm like, nah. What kind of company is it? Well, I'm good, bro. You see what I'm saying? You got to start making these adjustments and getting inside of environments that one of my first mentors, he said, Joseph, money comes from money. He was the first guy I ever asked for $5,000 to invest. And he was like, money comes from money. He said, you got to figure out how to get inside of circles you don't belong in. Because if money comes from money, but I ain't got none, how am I going to get into circles where the money is so money can come from money? You see what I'm saying? And I had to start to adjust who I was. And not adjust who I am, but adjust how I presented myself to the world. I had to become a better polished version of myself. A well-dressed version of myself, an astute version of myself. I hear new words and I put them in my little file cabinet in my head. And before you know it, I'm saying something and a new word come out. I have a great vocabulary when I need to. But if I go back to the house in Detroit, I'm like, dude, what up? What's up, fellas? What's happening? Let's go ball. And I ain't being fake. That ain't the verbiage for there. But they can still say a little bit something still different about me. They can still tell that. but I'm not making them feel bad like I'm Mr. Big Shot. Do you understand what I'm saying? So again, there's a lot of subtle nuances to the whole thing, but at the end of the day, it's knowing people, knowing yourself, and more than anything, get some exposure. Go get around some business owners, go get around some white folks, some Asian folks, some business owner black folks, some older people. Like I get older black folks who may not have no money, but just start changing your environment so you can get some new stuff in. Yes, sir.
I want to ask you one question. So, like, you shouldn't have to concentrate on these things, though. Shouldn't they come should it come natural, or should it be something that you should? I know you're gonna develop it to a degree, but
Should it become eventually natural, or should it just be natural?
should it just be natural?
Why would it? I mean, think about somebody like Michael Jordan. Is he a natural baller? No. Remember, he missed. He got cut. But he practiced more than everybody. You see what I'm saying? And so at the end of the day, you got to practice. You got to practice what you want to be good at. And making money is a skill. It's a real skill, just like playing basketball is. And think about the dudes you know that's the sickest ballers you know. They eat, drink, and sleep basketball, don't they? That's all they do is watch ball and play ball. That's all they do is talk about it. Some guys walk around with their ball. It's in the car. Because that's who they are and that's what's on their mind. And if you're trying to make money, create a legacy for your kids, for the next generation, for you and your family, why is that not the only thing on your mind? That's what's on my mind constantly. That's what I'm working on all the time. I got kids. I got to make sure they have something if I die. I got to make sure they have something for when they had kids. I got to make sure my grandkids have something. I got to create a legacy. I don't want to have to work when I'm 55 and 60. That's on my mind constantly. I got to create something that keeps that money coming in. I got to do this. I got to get inside of circles. I got to let my mind expand. I got to get some new information. And that's all I do. And that's all I do. And I never would have thought I'd be on the radio, teaching people about money on the radio every day. Somebody said, "You're a radio personality." I said, "Who?" I said, "Oh, I guess so." You know how they say radio personality. I said, when I wrote my book, I remember when I wrote my book, and I this lady was like, "I know you." I was like, "I don't think so." She said, "Joseph Tarver, why is that familiar?" She said, "I know why." She had my book in her bag. I was like, "Oh wow." I remember the first time I seen somebody had highlighted in their book that I wrote. I said, "Wow, people living on." Like, you couldn't have told me coming from Detroit, getting in trouble, that I would ever be me today. But it was on purpose. And so the goal of the class is when it's over, you're going to know how to make money when you feel like it. Cool deal?